Ski folks ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you're standing outside this shop that I described earlier. I think you should be able to. You can see it if you're interested in the Legend Keeper, sort of what it looks like. Oh, yeah, that's true. So yeah, it's got like a dark portico. There's a wooden sign that looks like a rocking horse with a bee engraved on both sides. There are like 2 bay windows on either side, but they've got the lead frame of the X's. Glass is pretty dirty, but you can see some toys through it.
Okay, so Beatrix is gonna turn to her companions and say, I'm going in. And she's gonna walk into the store. What does she see?
Yeah, you walk inside and you see a lot of shelves covered in toys. And you also see a stout man who's wearing like a moth-eaten jester's cap. And on his shoulders is a really cute little monkey who's wearing a tutu.
Oh, and does this man look happy to see me?
So yeah, as you guys walk in, he looks up and he gets this big grin on his face. He's like, "Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy? Maybe you want a little toy for a girl or boy?"
So do all the toys on the shelves look as creepy as the one that was under Courage's pillow?
So as you start to take a closer look, just for funsies, roll a d8 for me, and I can describe one of the toys you see.
Okay. 6.
You see what looks like a ventriloquist dummy, but when you look close, it is a very familiar visage, and it looks like Strahd von Zarovich.
Oh my god. I'm gonna point at him and I'm gonna say, is no fun?
Is no fun, is no Blinsky, you know Blinsky.
Yeah, yes, we have encountered your creations on our travels. As far away as the
most famous toy maker in Barovia, you know?
Yeah. As far away as the village of Barovia, we found a doll of yours. Well, we would love to know a little bit more about your process, your inspiration. You know, how did you get started in this business? All of that.
Oh, I mean, I want to bring joy to Barovia, to my home country, so I make toys based on things that I see. Are you interested in buying one of Blinsky's toys, eh?
Can you tell me about that one? And I'm going to point at the ventriloquist dummy.
You recognize him. You know, he's our leader, and it's maybe we call it political statements, yes?
So if he's the ventriloquist dummy, who's saying the lines?
Well, that you can be the one who says them. If you buy for good price. I give it to you for 9 silver pieces. Very good deal. Very good deal.
Good to know. And is that Rictavio's monkey?
Yes, this is Piccolo. He is my new best friend in the world. I'm sure you can tell. And you can see, like, the monkey does actually look really happy and is kind of, like, chittering on his shoulder. Yes, Rictavio is my best customer, so he's so kind to leave me his monkey Piccolo. I'm training him to fetch toys. Here, Piccolo, please bring the people a nice toy. And the monkey sort of scrambles up on the shelves and comes back down and has a wood and string mobile of like hanging bats with flapping wings. What do you think of this one for a little babe, yes?
Oh, wow. The bats. Where do you see bats often?
Of course. This is Barovia. We see many bats.
Mm-hmm.
Are there no bats where you're from? You have strange accents.
Oh yeah. Hello. I am Beatrix. I am from the same place as Rictavio. We're all from Faerun.
Ah, you know each other. Wonderful. So he's told you
well,
about
we
me.
met
That's
each
why you're
other
visiting.
here. Yes, he did mention. But you said he's your best customer. He buys a lot of toys from you.
Oh yes, best customer. No question.
Does he use them
build
to?
up things for a circus or something?
Oh yeah, so he's using them to tell his stories with and things.
I think so. I
Okay.
don't leave the shop very much. It's very difficult as small business owner. You know, I don't have a lot of time off.
And I'm gonna look around the room and see if I see a doll that resembles Mad Mary's doll.
Go ahead and make an investigation check because these shelves are pretty crowded. What are Lucian and Callow doing during this conversation?
Just kind of looking around the shelves, but as if there's a slight lull, Callow might pipe up and say, "And you yourself, are you from Vallaki here, or are you from some other part of Barovia?"
Ah, you can tell from my accent. Yes, I come from village of Barovia originally, but I moved here as a young boy, so I retain accent. But I live in Vallaki most of my life.
I see. And why Vallaki? I mean, I understand why you might want to get out of the village of Barovia. We've had the pleasure of visiting it ourselves, of course, but why did you choose to settle in Vallaki?
Of course, I'm sure you've heard. I mean, maybe you're new here, but yeah, it's safest place in Barovia, no question. Also, Vallaki, bigger city, more demand for my toys. People in Barovia a little poor, so I did not want to go back there.
I see.
You know, don't have a lot of money for the children. But here in Vallaki, a little bit more money. Lots of celebrations, so people more likely to buy my wares.
So you're generally liking it here in Vallaki, the general atmosphere and political situation is to your liking.
I mean, it's we have festivals all the time, so of course, who wouldn't be happy?
Yes, of course. Who wouldn't be happy with festivals all the time? Naturally.
While they're talking, Lucian is keeping a very close eye on how Blinsky is speaking. Can I roll an insight on that and see just how much
Sure.
I believe that he actually... Not my best skill, but we'll try it out.
Wow.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
All right. Now I'll send you a whisper.
And did he give us? Did he give us his?
Kids minis.
Did he give us his full name when he introduced himself?
No, he didn't actually introduce himself. I think.
So it's
just was like, welcome to Blinsky's. So.
It's gonna be funny when his name is John Johnson.
I feel like I need a Sam Riegel to like read ads while I do this.
That's why I said Whiz Kids Minis.
In this episode, we are not supported by D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond, where you can roll up a character in 5 seconds flat. And we're back.
All right. Also, Sally, what'd you roll on that investigation check?
Big fat 1.
All right. You get really. While you're looking around for the doll, you get distracted with the other toys that are like all of them are just off, you know? So you've seen this like hanging mobile with the bats, the Strahd ventriloquist dummy, but then you get distracted with a set of wooden nesting dolls while you're looking, and you start like going through them, but one of the nesting dolls is like kind of stuck, so you're sitting there like trying to unstick it without breaking the toy.
Are all the toys unique, or are they are there like multiples of the same design?
With a quick glance around, they all look pretty unique. There's definitely a lot of dolls in here with like their vacant stares, but they're clearly not all of the same doll and have like all been handmade.
And do you make all of these toys yourself, or do you have any apprentices or assistants of any kind?
No, it's all me and my artist. Sorry, welcome to Wallachia. Okay, yes, it's all me and my artistry.
And is there a lot of business for such unique and interesting toys as the ones that you make? Is there a thriving industry? Are there a lot of children here in Wallachia?
I mean, what is a lot, but it's not bad, and you know, really, most of my income comes from the burgomaster. He has me make all the decorations for the festival. I am easily most artistic person in Wallachia.
I think you should pronounce it decorations. I like that. Sounds very fancy.
We say it's decorations. But of course, you know, I myself am a prodigy of the famous inventor and toy maker Fritz von Berg. I'm sure you've all heard of him, of course.
No, tell us about him. I don't know anything.
You've never heard of Fritz, but he's very famous. He's the one that made the Clockwork Man. That triggers your memory, yes?
No, we're from Faerun. We don't know anything.
Right. Well, I thought you're friends with Rictavio. I'm sure he talks about it, but you know, maybe too much wine. I understand, and Rictavio gets distracted sometimes. Well, of course,
this may be a little bit presumptuous. We've met Rictavio and had a conversation with him.
Well, I can. I am sure you're understating it, but I'm happy to tell you. You know, Fritz von Berg was the greatest toy maker of all time, and he made a man of clockwork. It was his masterpiece, and he showed it to our Lord Strahd. He looks uncomfortable with things. You know, then Strahd took this clockwork man to his castle to enjoy. So, but you know, Fritz von Berg died a few years ago. I'm sad that I do not have the masterpiece so that I can study it and become as great as he was.
Wow.
And is that Fitz or Fritz?
Fritz. Oh yeah, I'll put the name in the chat. Mm-hmm.
I was saying it as Von.
And this
Weird.
Von Weird, yeah, of course. Von Weird.
And you say that
exactly right.
the Clockwork Man was displayed for Strahd, and he liked it so much that he took it into his castle. Whatever became of the toy maker, though? Whatever became of Von Weird?
Oh, he passed away of old age, natural causes, a few years later. You don't happen to know Strahd, do you?
We met him once. It was scary.
He is intimidating. That is true. Well, one day I hope maybe if I can close the shop for a few days, maybe I go to his castle and see if he will let me study the Clockwork Man.
Aren't you concerned about what might happen to you there?
I mean, of course, like, people, we hear stories. Strahd's very powerful. He can disappear people very easily, but I also really want to study this toy. Do you guys want to... I can make a toy to your specifications if you don't see anything that you like.
Oh, you can?
Absolutely.
Well, let us think about what is the price range on that?
It depends on what you want, you know. I've got everything from this doll, and he picks up, you see this doll that, when he picks it up, it's headless, but in a bag on its side, you see it has a bag of heads that you can, like, detach, like, put on the doll. So you can change it, you can switch it out. So this is 9 copper piece, you know, the very affordable for everyone. But, you know, this ventriloquist dummy, this take me 6 months to carve, and, you know, it is very finely carved. You know, this costs 9 silver a piece, for example. This is price range.
Well, we would have to consult with each other about that, because I don't think any of us has ever commissioned a custom toy before. So we will think about it and let you know. Can you tell us a little more about Rictavio? How long he's been in the area, how you became friends?
He came to the area, I don't know, a few months ago, I think, and came into my shop. Bought a stuffed doll around that time, and Piccolo was with him, and, you know, Piccolo and I really hit it off, and Rictavio said that he should not have Monkey at Blue Water Inn, so that he could stay with me. He's like petting Piccolo while this is going on.
So he bought a doll as soon as he arrived. Did he say what he was buying that doll for? Did he have a child?
No, but I assume he appreciates fine artistry. You know, I'm Wizard of Tiny Wonders.
I see.
So do I get a sense? I'm trying to suss out whether I buy that this is sort of an amiable, doofy, like, eccentric toy maker, or whether there's something else behind it.
Yeah, what is
what should I...
It's not only with what he's saying, but what does he look like as well? Like, is this guy well-to-do? Is he...
So also, I'll say this for everyone, but from your nat 20 check too, I mean, you were checking something kind of specific about his, like, opinion, but you also notice that this guy looks like he was once very, like, rotund, full of life, well-fed, and now he looks like he's lost a lot of weight, like, somewhat quickly, and, like, he looks sad around the eyes, as they might say, and his clothes are pretty shabby, and especially given the interaction with the monkey, I would say you get the sense that, like, maybe things haven't been as great as they once were for him. Perhaps he's fallen on some hard times.
I'm gonna say, you know, must be a tough business. I can't imagine many folks in Barovia have much to spare. I guess it's not that big a surprise to me that your biggest customer is a Faerunian, no?
I mean, yes, it's been hard times in general. So, you know, I assume foreigners have much money if they're coming here, so.
Would you say things have gotten dramatically worse recently?
More of, you know what, roll a persuasion check, actually.
What is my plus whatever? Persuasion. Oh! Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, alright. You are so nice to ask, Miss Beatrix. You know, I try to talk a big game. I'm an artist, and I should do what I want to do. But yes, it has been difficult lately. I've also been spending a lot of time on orders for Izek, and he does not pay. So, you know, his business is not what it once was.
Why do you think he won't pay you?
He does not want to pay.
What is it that you're making for?
I can show you. It's a little bit of a weird request. And he goes to a shelf in the back and comes back with the doll. And he hands you this doll. He says, yes, he threatens to burn down my shop. He comes in and asks me to make like slight modifications every month. This is the most recent one, but he was upset with it, so he threw it back at me. And you guys look at this doll, and it looks really familiar. You have seen a person that looks just like this doll. It looks like Irina.
It looks like incredible craftsmanship.
Oh, thank you. I know, I work really hard on it. I do exactly what he tells me to do.
Did you use a certain model, or how did you come up with the features for the doll? They're quite striking.
Thank you. She's very beautiful, yes. No, Itzhak comes in like once a month, and he tells me what this doll should look like, because as I say, I make custom toys. And you know, he asks to change small things. I assume he has someone that he's modeling for him, but I've never seen anyone that looks like this.
Well, could you tell us more about Itzhak?
Itzhak, you know Itzhak, you've been in Vallaki what? How long now, you say?
Like 24 hours.
Oh, so maybe you don't know him yet. He looks around. If you don't know him, maybe don't make him mad, yes? He's the head of security here.
The Baron's ward.
Yes, exactly. So you are familiar.
Oh, we've met the Baron. He's invited us as a special guest to the upcoming festival. And you know, just in general passing, as we met some of his family, he mentioned that he is also he has a ward in the city, but we haven't met yet.
Ah, yes, the Baron was so kind to adopt young Itzhak when he was little. His parents die, I think. But he is in charge of security, but he more like this kind of security, you know? You'll know when you see him, he has like an arm that is on fire all the time.
Wow. Well, is this what's been troubling you?
I mean, yes, I spend a lot of time trying to make these dolls good, because Itzhak, you know, he has firearm and he threatens to burn down my store. It's everything that I have. So I spend a lot of time on these dolls, and he doesn't pay me.
And did he say what he wanted the doll for? Does he have a child of his own, or?
I cannot imagine anyone would want to, with him. But I do not understand taste. As far as I know, no children. But I don't pry into his life.
And you said
you're not sure what he's why he has commissioned this particular doll.
I know I don't ask questions like that. I just ask for more description, because it's clear he has an idea of what he wants in his mind.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
One additional question, if I can. You said that Isaac has an arm of fire?
Yeah. It's like, not really fire. It's more like it smells like fire, so we call it arm of fire. It's like really big compared to his other arm, and it's got like spines on it, and he has nails, and it smells like sulfur and sort of like has smoke wafting off of it all the time. Just a little bit.
Is this something that he was afflicted with, or is this something that he chose? Do you know how he came by this arm?
I have no idea. Don't ask those questions. He did not have it as a child. It was like one day he showed up in town with this arm and nobody said anything, so.
Well, thank you for all your help. I think we must be going, and...
but you're going to buy something, yes?
Well, I think that we have some other colleagues that we may need to consult with. I think that they may be more inclined to some of your wares. We will definitely pass along our opinions of the high quality of your craftsmanship to them, and hopefully we will bring them back in, either today or tomorrow, very soon, so that they can take a look at what you have for sale here, because we do really appreciate everything that you've shown us here today. It is truly exceptionally done.
Well, thank you. I do hope you come back. I would love to show you more of my creations. I'm very proud of them. It was lovely speaking with you all.
Thank you, Blinsky, for your time, and we will discuss with our colleagues in return.
Wonderful. Well, just remember, is no fun, is no Blinsky.
Is no fun, is no Blinsky!
Very good. No, come on, go out. Very well. Come on. And Callow will hurriedly pull Lucian and Beatrix outside. I fear that Miss Irina is not any safer here than she may have been in the village of Barovia. I can only suspect that this Itzhak is in fact working with the Devil Strahd, which may explain this strange arm of his. But, given the fact that his nominal master, the Baron, knows that Irina is here in Vallaki, I cannot imagine that this information will be kept from Itzhak for much longer. I don't think that Miss Irina is going to be safe here. I think we may want to take her away from Vallaki as soon as possible.
That's a good point.
We should certainly have a conversation with her and see if she has ever met this young man that is the ward of the Baron.
Indeed, we need to find her right away. No, I'm sure that Miss Courage and Miss Elandra can find their way back to us, but we need to go back to the inn right now and have a conversation with Miss Irina.
All right.
Is she at the inn? Above table, is she at the inn? I've completely forgotten where she's supposed
That's where we
to
left
be.
her, yeah.
I think they stayed
back to the inn.
Yeah.
All right.
Irina didn't come with us to the Baron's house. His Mark came with us to the Baron's house. But
Irina stayed at the inn.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Team T, Team Burgomaster, Burgomistress, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Well, Elandra, you have to visit the kitchen. Excellent.
Oh wait, did Jeanette say something? Oh, I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Teams! There you go.
Nope.
Oh, no, you sound like you're underwater.
That's better.
I
can kind of hear you, but like you're far away.
Hello.
Ooh,
that's good.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that sounds great. Let's go to the kitchen.
Great. Do you know where it is?
No.
It must be that other door.
I would assume so.
And I'm assuming good lady Lydia. Wait, is she right in front of us?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where did you guys leave off?
I think we were in the garden, just had our chat with her, and she didn't want to share information. Well, Lydia, this has been a lovely tour of the gardens. Thank you so much. On your way back in, could you show us where the kitchens are?
Well, of course, I'd be happy to. You feel a little bit peckish there?
Well, we just wanted to take you up on your suggestion to talk to Stan.
Oh, of course. I'd be happy to introduce you.
I promise we won't distract him from his cake making. I would hate to see what those ladies inside do once they run out.
Oh, tell me about it. No, I'm sure he would be just fine carrying on a conversation while he does his work. If you don't watch out, though, he'll put you to work, too. Don't let him do it. You tell me if he tries.
Elandra, are you any good in the kitchen?
Of course.
Excellent. So at least half of us know what we're doing.
All right. So she takes you back inside. Let me get my maps out. And takes you through a door at like the back of the hall. It's sort of next to the dining room. I don't know why I can't find it. That's fine. I generally know where it is. All right. Yes. So you go into the kitchen.
Okay. What do we see in there?
Yeah, what do we see?
You see a cook wearing a white apron over a black smock, and the kitchen is like very warm. It clearly has nice stuff. It seems like it's both well used but also well cared for. And there's a staircase in the corner that climbs to an upper floor.
Does she introduce us?
Yeah, so she opens the door and you guys walk in and she follows. She's like, Stan, these fine people here, they're so kind. They just want to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind spending a few minutes. Don't worry if things are running a little bit behind. I'll distract the ladies. And this sort of burly looking dude looks up and he's like, of course, anything, ma'am.
What? Thank you, Lady Lydia.
Well, you're welcome. I'll just be in the dining room with all the gals if you need me for anything else. But make sure you stop by on your way out.
Definitely be there shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Well, Stan, it's so nice to meet you. We'll try and make this quick. I'm Courage. This is Elandra. We're investigators. Looking into see if we can't help figure out where Vitali and Nadia went.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it is odd. They just disappeared a few days ago.
Any information that you can share?
I mean, now that I think about it, I think the last time I saw them, young Master Victor was asking for him. He might know something.
Where can we find him?
I don't know where he gets up to during the days. I think he has it's either his room upstairs or somewhere in this house. It's so big. I don't usually go up there.
I'm so sorry. Who's Victor?
Oh, Victor, he's the Baronet. Which Courage would recognize is the correct term for a Baron's son. I know, Sally, you're like, in this world, that is...
I have a lot of opinions about people who try to write fiction set in 19th century Britain and use all the wrong titles and addresses. But since this is fantasy, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, literally, don't fuck around with this. Like she got into, she got upset with somebody from recommending a book to her.
I didn't.
That fucks up the title.
I didn't.
Only love that.
My asshole is in my throat right now. Clenched up. So nervous about what I'm going to say.
Everybody is entitled to care about some really specific things. I think that is fair.
Thanks, honey.
I have my things that most people will be like, okay, sure, okay, great, yeah.
What was the cook's name again?
Stan.
That's interesting. I don't think we knew that the Baron had a son.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a little... He kind of looks around. he's just a little different. So they don't always lead conversations with information about it.
Do they have any other children?
No, just the one that I know of.
And of course, anything that you tell us is just going to stay with us. Different how? Different violent? Different quiet? Different...
Definitely awkward.
Oh, okay.
A little and somewhat antisocial. You know, it's just he makes people uncomfortable.
When was the last time you saw him?
Saw him at breakfast this morning. He usually comes down for breakfast.
But otherwise, does he stay up in his room a lot?
Yeah, thank goodness. He, you know, he's one of those kids that seem to get a lot of pleasure out of, like, torturing animals, and sometimes that's just a phase, but he just never got less weird.
How old is this Victor?
He's 14 now. Or no, I'm sorry, 16. My math is just off.
They grew up so fast.
They really do. Well, he's supposed to be, I mean, the big gossip is, in case this is helpful to your investigation somehow, he was supposed to be engaged to Lady Fiona Walker's daughter, Stella, but it fell through. I don't know the details. I just know that Stella visited and then the engagement was withdrawn.
And who withdrew it? Lady Fiona or?
I'm not sure. It was, they talked about it like a mutual arrangement, but I don't actually know. You know, I spend most of my time in here, so.
Any other strange things happening around here?
I mean, that's the oddest of, you know, every day's a little bit different around here, as I'm sure you can tell. With the festivals all the time and whatnot.
Are you planning to go to the festival?
No, I usually stay back and cook. I have an exception.
By the way, the cakes, we tried them and they're delicious. And I get a sense though that the rest of the ladies out there don't appreciate it as much as they should.
Oh, well, thanks for saying that. They certainly eat it like they appreciate it, and that's the real compliment to a chef, you know?
Yeah, but you could still be nice about it. Were Vitaly and Nadia anything acting differently before they disappeared? Or
not at all. It's a pretty normal day.
And they don't have any enemies? No one disliked them?
You know, I couldn't say for sure. I don't think so. I know, sometimes Vitaly would go to the Blue Water Inn on his evenings off, but, as far as I know, that's the only place he went outside the mansion. Nadia would go to the market for us. I've been doing that since she disappeared. Those would be the only places I know of where they might have enemies.
Could you use any help in the kitchen?
Of course. Yeah, I would love... I mean, no, I couldn't, your guests, but I could use help generally, yeah.
I'm happy to help if I can help with something today.
He won't like necessarily tell you yes or no, but you'll see that he like sort of assembles a cutting board with some vegetables next to it and just leaves it out while he continues doing other things.
Oh, I mean, looks like these vegetables need to be cut. Are you doing all right, Stan? I'm asking as not as an investigator, but as an acolyte of the goddess Shantea. I don't want to say priest though. Priest is such a funny word.
Who's Shantea?
Who's Shantea? Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of gods around here. Shantea is the goddess of agriculture where I'm from.
Oh,
known as the Lady of the Harvest, the Mother of all flowers.
She sounds lovely. But I
Rumor
wonder,
is
where'd
she
you say
and
you were
Alexander
from
had a
again?
fling. From Faerun.
Where's that? Is that past, like, Kresik? I didn't know there was anything past Kresik.
It's outside of Barovia, country of. But I'll be honest, since we've come, we haven't been able to figure out a way out.
Right.
I mean, I certainly don't know. I didn't think anyone could leave Barovia.
Seems to be the gist of it. I don't know if calling it a prison is too cynical.
It just is what it is.
How fine do you need these onions? Minced, diced?
Yeah, minced would actually be great. Yeah. Okay. The baronet doesn't really like big chunks of onion in his dinner.
Yeah,
so I try to hide them in there.
I'm better at crushing than cutting, but I can give him a try.
Sure.
Do you know if Claudia had any problems with the Baron or Baroness? Or even the Baronet?
As far as I know, they liked him just fine. They're, pay regularly. We've got a safe place to live. He sort of, like, gestures towards the stairs. Couldn't really ask for much else.
You mind if I go check the upstairs just to see if there are any clues?
Yeah, sure. I can show you. And so he'll take you. Is that right? Isn't it up the stairs? Yeah. So he'll take you up the little set of stairs, and he's like, "All right. Well, we should be pretty quick about it."
Why?
Assuming that you follow him.
Yep.
Yes. Follow.
Wait, is it up here? It might actually be downstairs. I might have to revise this. I think it is downstairs. I mean, down the hall. It's what am I thinking? My map's not great. He gestures you through a door on the other side, where you see 4 beds. Didn't you guys come in here earlier?
Yeah, the servants' quarters?
Yes, that's actually where he's gesturing. He leads you to the servants' quarters that you have seen before.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Vasha already showed us this place. And we looked through, but we couldn't find anything unusual. But actually, Courage will shut the door. Since this place is a little more private, I wanted to ask, have you heard the Baron or Baroness, you or any of your colleagues hear the Baron or Baroness say anything about priest, about the missing priest, Petrovich?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've heard the servants talk. They'd been talking about it a little bit. The Baroness's brother was, perhaps you heard, the priest at St. Andrew's down the street. And he went missing, a week ago, something like that.
Yeah.
What's your general feeling about all these people missing?
Certainly scary, but, Barovia is a dangerous place. I always thought Vallaki was safer than the rest of it, but I suppose can't keep the darkness out forever.
Have you thought about leaving?
Where would I go?
I hear there's an abbey out west.
That travel is real dangerous. I don't know. No one really travels between the cities. It's quite difficult. I don't know how you got here.
We don't either.
All right. You can open the door and head back to the kitchen. Thank you for
I will say, before you go, the Baroness really loves her brother, so she's quite upset about it. I'd be careful if you mention it.
Yep. Above table real quick, did we know that the Baroness and Father Petrovich were related? Did we know that before?
Yeah, it was in the letters that you guys read.
That's right.
And burned, I believe?
What are you talking about?
Burned.
I burned nothing.
Somebody may have burned them.
No one
Burning
knows.
Burning may have happened.
I'm a master of many things. I am not a master of fire.
Not bringing.
Burning may have happened. There may have been combustion.
So it's understandable that you would forget since you burned them, and once it's burned, that information is gone.
Right.
But yes, you did know.
Stan, I hope this isn't assuming too much, but do you pay attention to the other culinary aspects of this town? Would you know other restaurants you might suggest we check out?
Blue Water Inn's pretty much the only game in town, but Erwin and Danica make a mean stew.
All right. What about the windmill? We hear there's some bakers up there.
Oh yeah, some old women run a bakery. I've never sampled their pastries myself, but I know people are big fans. They usually come into town for festivals and sell their they call them dream pastries.
Dream pastries. Auspicious.
Apparently they're quite good. People are addicted.
But you've never had one?
No, I'm usually working here, so the meals still need to get on the table, festival or no.
Plus, yours are fantastic already.
Thank you kindly. It's funny I don't actually have much of a sweet tooth myself, but I do know how to mix some butter and sugar.
Alright. Elandra, any other questions for Stan?
No, let's just go help out in the kitchen a little bit before we head back to the
Sure.
sewing.
Do you think we could, I feel like we should try to talk to Victor. Do you think we should just head up there, or should we talk to the Baroness first?
I mean, I wouldn't go into the private...
before we talk to her.
I don't know if I'd go up into the private chambers without permission.
Right.
Okay.
That'd be a quick way to ruin the trust that we've built.
It's just a little weird, Would you expect people to be wandering around your house uninvited? I mean, again, I don't live up there, but my 2 cents.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Maybe another 10 minutes dicing onions.
All right.
Tears coming down Courage's face.
All right. So you guys are dicing onions. I think back to Team Town Wander. Town Walkabout. Team Walkabout. We're gonna do that.
All right, Blue Water Inn it is.
All right.
Yeah, we are booking it to the inn.
All right, you get to the inn. Ooh, you guys had lunch. Yeah, so it's like mid-afternoon. I was like, I'm waiting for it. Connor's gonna ask me, what time is it? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like 1 or 2 o'clock. Does that sound right to you guys? Collaborative timekeeping?
Sure. I would say that we skip the actual the actual like tavern part itself, because the stairs up to the rooms are outside, right? Yeah. So I would say that we just go straight up to, or at least that's where Callow's going to go, and whether or not other people follow, he's going to head straight up to the room that Irina was in.
All right. You walk in and she is there, brushing her hair.
Miss Irina, are you well?
Yes, I'm quite well. Is everything okay? How did the meeting go? Ismark came by earlier and said that we have a place to live here. I'm very excited.
Yes, well, I'm afraid to say I'm not entirely sure that you will be safe here in Malaki. Do you know someone by the name of Itzak, by chance? With, let's say, an odd arm?
No, I've never met anyone like that before. What do you mean, odd arm?
Well, if you had met him, it would probably make sense. The fact that you have not indeed met him at all and have not had cause to engage with him tells me quite a bit. Frankly, I'm not so sure that any of us are safe here in Vallaki. I have reason to believe that an agent of the Devil Strahd has infiltrated the house of the Burgomaster here and is in fact leading his town guard, which does indeed pose some complications as far as your security here in Vallaki is concerned.
So you think this Itzhak is out to get me?
Well, he knows who you are. He knows what you look like, and yet you say you've never actually met him. Well, that would seem to suggest... that would seem to suggest that, in fact, he is well acquainted with the Devil Strahd, who, as we know, has his eye on you.
How do you know that he knows what I look like?
Well, he has been in touch with a certain toy maker here in Vallaki and has commissioned a doll that, at least as far as the three of us are concerned, bears a striking resemblance to you.
I mean, that could just be coincidence, my good professor. You know, I'm just a standard-looking Barovian, of course.
Ha! Well, you are exceedingly humble, my lady. You are not anything but standard. I think it is beyond coincidence, if I may say. This toy maker has led us to believe also that Itzhak has requested numerous changes to the doll. We can only assume to make its appearance more like your own.
I guess I don't understand why that threatens my safety. It's certainly unusual, but I mean, this man does not know me, so...
No, but this suggests that he knows the Devil Strahd, that he may in fact be working for Strahd. This odd arm that I spoke of, he seems to have some arm of fire that he was bequeathed or acquired by some means at some point. Such a strange physiognomy seems to suggest some sort of deal with a nefarious entity, at least based on my limited understanding of these sorts of things. I can't help but say, Miss Irina, that, well, I believe that I speak for my two companions here when I say that it's not simply the evidence that we've been presented with. It's, well, what the evidence seems to suggest, the feeling, so to speak. And you have to understand that I, as a man of science, do not tend to put a great deal of stock in, well, feelings and hunches, as you may see. But in this instance, I'm compelled to at least convey to you that something feels very wrong here.
Well, where else would I go? I also don't want to break our agreement with the Burgomaster. He's been so kind to give us a place to live here. Maybe we can tell him about the dolls and he can fix it. It sounds like he has plans for, and he has a strategy for how he manages the Devil Strahd, and perhaps it can be salvaged.
Oh, Irina, I understand why that's the first place that your mind goes, but the head of security in the town is the Baron's adopted son. And we are very much afraid that perhaps this way of keeping the Devil Strahd away from the city is not as effective as perhaps some pretend. We encountered a very disturbing scene in the town square today. We saw a number of people put in the stocks for the crime of malicious unhappiness.
What even is that?
I am not exactly certain, but what the burgomaster was saying seemed to indicate that he believes that the security of Vallaki depends on everyone being happy at all times and refusing to express fear or sadness. And so I worry that if you approached him to ask what's going on with this doll, not only because of his ward's participation in the creation of the doll, but also because he wants to maintain a facade of everyone getting along and being happy, that he would ignore your concerns.
I mean, I think that sounds fair, but I admit it's already very difficult to leave my home, and knowing my brother would be, you know, 2 days travel away was fine, but going somewhere else, I mean, there's really only one other place to go, and I do not know if it's actually safer. Being further from him seems bad. I don't want to leave Ismark.
But realistically, think of the dangers that we met on the road. Ismark should not come to you alone, and gathering up a party in the village of Barovia strong enough to do as I did, and as Professor Callow did, and as Lucian did, and as our friends did, and protect us, seems like a high... something difficult to ask the people of Barovia to do, and he would have to do that anytime he came to see you, whether you were 2 days away, or 5, or 10.
I suppose that's true. You're very wise for saying this.
Oh, well, that's the first time anybody's ever said that to me. But, you know...
That can't be true.
just... If you will... let us help you think of another plan and be open to leaving, because you've come all this way, as you say. If you were to come all this way only to fall into the clutches of the Devil Strahd or some minion or who knows, then it wouldn't have been worth it. So we might as well go further, you know?
I suppose, but I hope we can also look more into this. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation.
All right, we can look into it, but stay close to us. Yeah? We'll do our best by you.
I would certainly suggest that you, in no way, shape, or form, should be alone in your time here. At the very least, have your brother by your side.
I mean, he is just downstairs right now. He was chatting with Danica and Erwin, but I just bathed, so I was going to join him.
I would say that even such simple steps as knowing he's downstairs may not be enough with some of the powers that could be arrayed against you. Knowing that the de facto head of the whatever form of military or police that they have here in the town has some type of knowledge or infatuation with you based on what we saw from that doll. Even just being near your brother may not be enough. What we're saying is we are forewarning you to be as on your guard as you possibly can. And at any time that you can be with members of our group, the more of us, the better. You should be.
I will take what you say under consideration, but, you know, I can also defend myself. I'm not just a helpless young woman.
I'm not suggesting that you are. To be truthful, I would be worried if does choose to pit himself against us. His resources are likely far greater than our own. Even with the might of all your newfound friends beside you, that might not be enough. This is more than one person or even possibly our entire group would be able to handle easily.
Well, I certainly don't want to get anyone else in trouble, just because I seem to be the woman of the moment, if you will, for the devil. Okay, I will be extra careful and try to remain out of sight as much as possible and staying with Ismark if I am not with you all.
I will say, in my younger years, I was often inclined to see conspiracies and plans and schemes where, in all honesty, none may have existed. I learned based on the reactions of colleagues and acquaintances that it was probably best not to share these suspicions too widely. I took what precautions I thought were necessary. And mind you, the conspiracies that I'm speaking of were mostly academic in nature at the time. But in this instance, I feel it is perhaps helpful to tell you exactly what it is that I imagine may have happened here. My suspicion is that this Itzhak, at some point in the past, after becoming the ward of the burgomaster here, was either approached or himself approached the Devil's Strahd and entered into some sort of demonic pact with him, in return for which Itzhak received this supernatural appendage that we have heard of. And under the orders of Strahd, now that he was his thrall, Itzhak perhaps influenced the decisions and the mind of the burgomaster, perhaps even planted the idea of this incessant happiness as a means of repelling the devil's influence. But in reality, this attitudinal defense doesn't do much. In fact, the only thing that may be keeping these folk from being directly harmed or directly attacked by Strahd is simply the agreement that he may have with this Itzhak individual. And so I fear that any revelation of these suspicions to the burgomaster or the baroness may indeed put us in even greater peril. If it were up to me to make a recommendation, I would say that should we decide to abandon Vallaki and find another refuge, we should do so without, to the best of our ability, alerting any of the authorities here, particularly the burgomaster and this Itzhak individual. And I understand that this suspicion, this story that I have woven here may sound far-fetched and may indeed be the result of perhaps an addled mind, but I had to speak my piece. I had to say what it is that I suspect, what indeed I am terribly afraid may be the case.
Well, I also don't want to affect the village of Barovia's relationship with Valaki, you know, they just formed this pact. So we should also talk with these monarch about how best to strategize this potential change, and maybe talk with the whole group to see what makes most sense.
Yes, indeed, of course. I do suspect that we need to have a bit of a war council ourselves, as it may be.
That sounds very sensible. All right. We're about an hour and a half in, at least in terms of when we logged on. I realized it took a little while to get started. Is this a good moment for a break?
Yeah.
All right. So thumbs up. Before you all run away, I realized I need to clarify something. When Blinsky was talking to you all about Itzhak's arm, he didn't mean to imply that the arm just changed like its visual appearance. It was like one day he didn't have one, and then the next day he did, was the idea. I realized I might have like said that. He didn't have, yeah, he was missing his arm, and then he got a new one. I realized afterwards that I wasn't clear about that.
Okay, good to know. Okay. All right.
That makes it fine then.
5-minute break?
Totally fine.
Did he clarify in any way how he may have lost the arm?
No. I mean, even if you had asked if I'd been clearer about that, he wouldn't know. He just, like, as a kid, he lost the arm. That's, like, all he knows.
Gotcha.
Okay. Between 5 and 10.
Speaking of good causes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go back to Elandra and Courage.
Let's.
Lady Lydia, we had a lovely chat with Stan, and once you come out into the hall, I don't want to disturb the rest of those ladies. Wow, that is a big bite of cake, Judith. That is... all right, Lydia, we heard that we heard that Victor might have been the one of the last people to have seen Vitali and Nadia before they disappeared. We were hoping we could ask him a couple of questions, just what he remembers from that day.
Oh, I mean, I suppose that could be okay, but my Victor is a very sensitive boy. So I would ask that you be real kind, if you can. You know, he can be a little off-put, and you two are so sweet.
Where can we find him?
Oh, you know, he has a little perch in the attic that he goes to. You know, I don't really go up there. It requires like getting on a ladder. I suppose you can go up to him, or I can try to get him to come down if you prefer. He doesn't like me to go upstairs into the attic area.
Does he like other people coming up there? What do you think is best?
No, he yells at anyone that tries to come up there. You know, he's a young teenage boy. He's testing his boundaries.
I mean, is there anything he does like that would get him out of his shell, like shields or animals, or?
He does seem to really like animals, especially cats. He's always looking for cats outside.
Courage will look at Elandra.
Well, I don't think the animal idea is great. Let's just see if we can coax him down the ladder. Maybe with some food. Does he have a favorite treat?
You know, he loves sweets. I'm sure.
That sounds like a much better idea. Let's go with treats. Let's go talk to Stan and get some treats. No cats.
All right.
No cats.
Yeah, she'll lead you into the kitchen. Stan will give you some of Master Victor's favorite cupcakes. He doesn't like to admit it, but the cupcakes are his favorite. And then... go ahead.
Can we put a little cat face on the top of it?
Yeah, how do you do that?
With onions? No. No, we'll skip that.
Okay. I mean, you can. I just thought it would be funny. Cat face. Can't do it. You know what I mean. All right. She'll take you back towards the... Oh, right. I need to switch. I keep forgetting to switch this because I'm not really looking at the browser.
That's okay. It's still vibes. Everything's creepy.
Yeah, we still have vibes, but I want these vibes. Because this is where we are. And we can go to... Oh, like, can I go to tactical mode? I'm going to have to... Okay. Oh, is my fog of war gone? No, you guys. Okay, so if you want to look at the map, you can go to the tactical mode. I'll show you the top. Let's see, you've been in the kitchen now. No, this one? This one. Sorry, we're fixing this. I meant to do this earlier during break. Burp. Burp. Okay. There we go. So she takes you back towards the front of the house, and you go up this big staircase. Oh, this is difficult. Well, big staircase, and so it goes about 20 feet up to a beautifully appointed gallery. It continues sort of like towards the west / the back of the house. And the gallery runs basically the entire length of the mansion. And it's got all kinds of paintings on the walls, like big landscapes. You see some portraits. There's a big 10-foot tall arched window with leaded glass in it, and it's got these beautiful red silk drapes. And at the top of the so you see this gallery, and the hallway turns to the right, and you see these two smaller hallways that branch off of it. And she leads you down to the second hallway, towards a door to the end of the hall. And she says, just wait right here for a moment. And you hear her go inside, and she shuts the door. And you can hear through the door, sort of muffled, but it's quiet up here. She's like, Victor, you've got some visitors. I'd love to send them up.
If you turn into a cat, he might talk to us more, and if he hits you and you turn into a person, then maybe he'll be too scared to ever hurt another animal.
Certainly possible. Maybe we see how he is first.
Okay. I mean, if he
I really
knows
don't
you're a
feel
person...
like getting attacked by a human being. Nope.
Yeah, 16-year-olds can be vicious.
Maybe it's not as bad as we think.
Right.
Or it is, and I'll turn into a cat.
I think it's... No, I mean, if it's real bad, then definitely don't.
Well, cats can run faster than I can.
All right. The Baroness comes back out. She's like, all right, I've warned him that you're coming, so best of luck.
Best
as I
of
said,
luck?
He's just very sensitive, and it's difficult to get him to open up.
Oh. What?
Should we be worried?
No, of course not. Of course not. No, he's just with any teenager, it's difficult.
Sure. Okay. So he's not coming down then?
No. But you can go up.
Okay.
All right.
Is there a door that goes out of this room besides the one?
Yeah, here I can change our map layer. So they've not fixed the fog of war yet. I will. Oh, there's it. Oh, is it not? Oh, it's not loading for me. Is it loading for you guys?
Yeah.
Can't tell.
When I tried to load map layer 2, it didn't load.
This looks different.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
You can see it?
Yep.
I can see something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it looks
it's-
like it's still got
it's
it's
the
got
old-
level 1 fog of war.
It's the old Fog of War.
Yeah,
It's the level
yeah.
2 map.
Okay,
So
that's
we
really
still-
funny. It's not
still
showing
see
me the
most
map.
of-
It's only showing me the grid. But I will try to describe where stuff is based on like what I know. So you went down this hall, like the second hallway on the right, and she opened the door that's at the end of that hall to that room that's at the back left. That might actually be covered by Fog of War, come to think of it.
I see a room with some shackles.
Nope.
Oh, the other back left.
You saw nothing. The other back left. Forget what you saw. I can't. Yeah, I can't see it, so I can't change anything. We're gonna go back to level 1.
Yeah.
Since I can't. Okay, there we go. That's funny. Oh, I'm sorry.
Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind.
I can do this.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, she leads you into what is clearly a master bedroom. Like her bedroom. And it's also quite grand, like the rest of the house has been, though a little bit faded. And coming down from the ceiling just inside the door is a step ladder that leads up into an attic. I'll just wait right down here in case you need me for anything.
That'd be great. Yeah, we shouldn't be more than 5 minutes. 10 at the most.
All right. So you guys head up. I assume you both head up.
Victor, we're coming up.
You head up and you end up in a dusty 20 square foot room with a high pitched ceiling that reaches a peak like 20 feet above. There are wooden rafters, but lots of cobwebs. It's clear people don't really come up here very often. There is an old table with a lantern on it, but otherwise the room is pretty empty, and there's a door on the far wall. Let's see, I think I can take you to map 3.
What is this Victor doing?
No, it's still not loading for me. Sorry?
What is he doing? Can we see him?
So
when
you
we get
guys-
up there?
You do not see him when you first get up there. So it's this big empty storage room with this door on the other side. Here we go. Okay, now now that I can see this layer, I can fix the fog. Fog. Okay. Except can I? I don't, it's being really bad. I've got like a map up that I can't get rid of. You're in this middle room.
Mm-hmm.
The Fog of War looks about the same now.
Yeah. It's because it does it from the first floor. I think that this is still very funny. There we go. So you're in this big middle room with like all of the furniture in it. And you see a door on the far wall. It's got like everything's sort of draped in white sheets. There are barrels and crates and trunks and old furnishings. Elandra, you're really well trained to notice things like footprints, and you see a single set of human footprints that go like back and forth between where you're standing at the top of the trapdoor and the far side of the room.
Okay. Can I?
We'll go knock.
Yeah. Can we? Is there a door to knock, or is this just like a loft space?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a door. You guys walk up to this door at the other side of the room, and you see someone has carved a large skull into the door. And hanging from the doorknob is a wooden sign that reads, "All is not well."
Oh, reality.
I kind of like this kid's vibe.
Yeah. Minus the animal killing. I don't know if I can get past that.
Alleged.
You're right. Alleged. You first.
Victor. My name's Courage. This is my friend Elandra. Could I talk to you for a second?
So as you walked up to the door, you kind of heard like a quiet voice, but as soon as you guys got close, the voice stopped. and you don't hear a response to your knock.
Should we go looking?
We're looking into Vitali and Nadia's disappearance, and we heard you might have saw them the last day. Is that right?
You don't hear anything. I will say, both of you, well, especially you, Courage, actually. Courage, you're like right up against this door. And as you're sort of standing here talking through the door to Victor, you realize that this skull is actually giving off a faint magical aura.
Mm-hmm. Can I examine it?
You sure can. Go ahead and roll an investigation or an arcana check, whichever you prefer. And Elandra, feel free to help. If you want, but you don't have to.
Well, this isn't my specialty, Alana. But I'll bless myself and I'll stick with arcana or guidance myself. Just that. Yep.
Oh, where is it?
I got an 8.
An 8, and Elandra
got a 13.
Got a 13. I was gonna let you roll with advantage, but you guys rolled separately. So, yeah, you know that there's something magical about this skull.
Huh.
Is it dark magic? Like, do we know if it's dark magic or some kind of like?
You could cast a detect magic, and it would tell you what kind of magic it was if you're interested in doing that.
Let's do it.
All right. So you cast detect magic, and you can tell that this is abjuration magic.
For amateur hour, what does that mean?
Yeah, no, I was like, I have to Google what exactly that means. So you know that abjuration magic is the particular school of magic that encompasses protective spells. So they are things that like create a physical or magical barrier. They can negate magical or physical abilities. They can harm trespassers or banish the subject of a spell to another plane of existence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This child's trying to protect himself.
Yeah, I think he's onto something. Or yeah, Elandra, if you share that.
Yes.
I say we let him know that we know.
All is not well here.
Indeed. Victor, we're new to Barovia. We've only been here a couple days and just got into Vitali yesterday. And we agree with your sign, all is not well, and we've been using some magic to protect ourselves as well. We actually met Strahd the other day.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Shantae, guide me.
Sure.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't do it the smart way.
All right.
Better. 22.
22. All right. There's like a pause. You know when you can like hear a pause in a weird way? And then you hear some footprints shuffle over into the door and it creaks open.
What does he look like?
You can't see him immediately. He's like, what do y'all want? You met Strahd? Tell me about it.
Victor, what's the safest place for us to talk? Is it in your room?
It's here.
Can we
Who are
At the
you
door.
again?
My name's Kirby.
My name's Elandra.
I'm Victor. And you realize you guys can't see him. It's like a voice is coming out of nowhere.
Is it possible for us to come in?
Yeah, of course. And he ushers you in, and you see a room with clearly like old mismatched furniture that had been taken out of the other attic room. But he's got lamps lit. There are tables that have covered in like old parchment. You see on the parchment there's like diagrams that have been hand drawn. There's a bookshelf that has like a collection of bones, essentially. There's a dusty rug that's covering the floor in front of a big pine box, and on top of it is what I think is clear to both of you pretty much immediately is like a skeletal cat, as in cat skeleton. And as you sort of look around, you notice there are like skeleton cats in multiple places in the room. And as you are sort of glancing around, you notice 3 children standing with their backs to you in the corner of the room.
Are they so with their backs to us? Does that mean they're facing the wall?
They're facing the wall.
I don't like this spell.
And those are the only 3? Or
Yeah.
is Victor in front of us?
You can't see Victor.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm a bit slow. Victor, are you one of these kids against the wall, or are you a skeleton cat, or are you in the shadows?
No. I'm in the shadows.
Okay.
Exactly.
You
You're
can stay
invisible.
hidden.
Think you're really smart, don't you, lady?
Not really. Just obvious.
Well, it's either that or a ghost. I mean, the fact that you can go invisible is amazing. These 3 kids in the corner, you can see them too, right?
Well, yeah,
These
those
3
are my pupils.
Your pupils.
They've been very bad. I am punishing them.
Okay.
For what?
They've been disobedient.
What did they do?
They didn't listen to me when I told them that I needed their help. They know what they did.
What did you need help with? Can we help
Well, why, yes. Is that why you came up here? I could use your help.
Well, it's not why we came up here, and we told your mom we'd only be up here for like 10 minutes. So we should make it quick so she doesn't get suspicious.
All right, what do you need? Well, so you want to help me, though?
Maybe we could trade information.
Yeah, we might be able to help you if you can help us.
What kind of information do you have to trade?
Well, depends what you need help with.
I'm doing some tests of some magic, and I need someone to help me test it.
We have some familiarity with magic, but I think we want to know
probably
some
not as good as me.
first. Oh,
I'm the best mage in Valaki.
I believe that, but you should meet our friend. He's a pretty smart one too. But so I'm gonna be transparent here, Victor. I'm a priestess for the goddess Shantea. She's kind of got a rule that we can only do good stuff. So
I don't know who that is.
That's
Look,
okay.
everyone has the rule that you can only do good stuff.
That's not true. There's a lot of gods that are pretty flexible.
There's like 2 gods, man.
There is
let's
in
not
Barovia.
get into this. You know,
No,
we
this
we
is
just
important.
Want to know about, we just
No,
want to know
Victor
about
needs to
Natalie
know.
and Nadia.
He looks shit to
like,
you when you mention their names.
There's gods that are completely neutral, like the god of. Okay.
We only have 10 minutes.
Right. Well, Victor, what are you trying to use magic for? To protect yourself?
Something like that.
To defeat someone?
Look, you've been here. This town is terrible. My dad sucks. Just trying to get out of here.
trying to go?
All right.
Anywhere but here.
Okay. Well, we hear it's tough to get out of Barovia. Lord knows Shantae knows we don't know how. Well, we heard, since you're the smartest wizard, you probably got the best memory, and pay the most attention to things, notice things that no one else does. Where do you think Vitalia and Nadia went?
I mean, I know where they went.
Where'd they go?
Where did they go?
I'm not just going to tell you that for free.
Okay. All right, so what do you need to test?
With that, you can see in the dust, you can see footprints. Walk over towards the rug, and he that's like the figure, moves this rug, and underneath it is a large chalk sigil, magical symbol of some kind. Go ahead. I'm like, where is that? Go ahead and make, both of you, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Shantae, help me with this one.
Oh, another 13.
Yeah.
And a 6.
I feel like I need to refresh my screen.
All right. You are not sure what this chalked circle is. You definitely can tell that it's similar to the drawings. That's pretty obvious. Yeah, I would say that is... It doesn't look like anything you've seen before, and you're not quite sure why. Like, maybe it looks familiar, but there's something off. You're just not sure what's wrong with it.
Victor, what are we looking at here?
Well,
Is this summoning? Is this protection? Is this art?
what are you gonna give me if I tell you?
What do you want?
Well, you're just telling us in order so we can help you.
A way out. I want a way out.
Oh. I mean, Elandra, what do you think?
I mean, we can't promise that. We don't even have a way out yet.
Me and my friends are acting on the assumption that the only way out is if Strahd's defeated.
Have
Well, I
you
guess
met
you don't know how to get
Strahd?
out either.
Well,
Neat.
we just told you how. And if you're the most powerful wizard in Vallaki, you could probably help us defeat him.
Probably.
I suppose I could. If there were any point.
Well,
Well, the point is to get out.
Well, I think I found my own way out. This is a teleportation circle, and it's going to take me out of here. I just have to get it up and running correctly.
okay.
Where
That's-
is it? Where are you trying to teleport yourself?
Anywhere but here.
If you
Outside
could
of
make a
Barovia.
teleportation circle out of Barovia, that would be great. You could get so many people out of here.
Including your
I
children.
don't care about other people. I care about me.
Mm.
Same. Look, I understand you're not running. You're escaping.
Yeah.
So what do you need to complete the circle?
Well, I'm not sure. I've been copying it out of this old book, and I can't quite get it to work right.
Okay.
Maybe we can take a peek at this book.
All right. Yeah, you guys can look at the papers and sort of look at the circle. They look the same.
Uh-huh. Is the book missing pages, or is it written in languages we understand? Is the
it
title
is-
Teleportation Circles for Dummies?
Let's see. It's like the most helpful spells, but it's all spelled in like the funny medieval text.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you all can't tell my mother what I'm doing up here.
No,
I'm sure
no,
you
we would
know.
never.
Because, you know, this woman here, like looking at Courage, you can't tell. You actually can't tell where he's looking. I'm sorry, he's still invisible. Because, you know, only the Morning Lord can grant such powers. Anything else is a sin, son. You know how it goes.
That was a really good impression.
Oh, I've had some time to practice.
It was like we were talking to your... Well, yeah, it's like we were talking to your dad.
Do you mind making yourself visible?
You can't just ask that, Elandra.
Why?
I
You
guess.
promise you're not going to tell my mom what I'm doing?
Promise.
All right, he drops what was greater invisibility.
What does he look like?
He's built different.
Built different. He looks like an awkward 16-year-old boy who has recently grown a lot and hasn't quite mastered, like his limbs don't quite match up with like what you know they're gonna look like eventually. He's got this like premature streak of gray in his hair. There's a little portrait of him in the Legend Keeper. If you want to see, he's got like red rimmed eyes. He looks tired.
Well, nice to meet you, Victor. We won't tell your mom or your dad, of course. I don't know. I liked my parents, so when they said I couldn't go adventuring until I was 18, I listened.
For you. Bet that was nice for you.
My mom was better than yours, and I didn't have a dad to boss me around, so yeah, it was very nice.
Oh, you're so lucky.
It's not because I killed him. Don't do that. Unless he's hurting you. Oh man, things are complicated.
You guys also both noticed these cat skeletons have started to move around, like they've moved around a little bit. They're not doing anything, they're just like doing cat things as if they were cats, but they're skeletons. Meanwhile, the children have not moved at all.
Okay.
Victor, do you know what happened to Vitaly and Nadia?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
How do I do with advantage?
So you get to roll twice, take the higher.
Okay, thank you. That sucked. Okay. 22.
All right. Amazing. He looks a little sheepish and he's like, all right, well, you seem cool. Maybe you can help me. I was testing my circle and needed to test it on somebody that wasn't me. And I maybe asked the servants to help me. And it just didn't go very well.
What happened?
Well, they died.
They died?
Yeah, but I've made some modifications that that it will help me, and it's fixed now. I think I just drew it wrong before, but now it's fixed.
What did you do with them?
Oh, well, their bodies were ripped apart in front of my face, so, I didn't have to do anything with them.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
It's fine, they're just servants. That's what they're here for, right? Assisting me?
Courage, you have any wise words for this child?
Why didn't you use an animal to test first? That's what scientists do.
Oh, I did.
Based on the rumor.
He gestures towards the cat bones.
Okay. So you knew it wasn't working and you tried it on people?
Well, I made modifications.
And then you tried it on animals again?
I ran out of animals.
Victor.
What are these children here for, and what did they do wrong?
They know what they did. And Elandra, if you like really look over at the children staring at the wall.
At the wall? Yeah.
Yeah. You like getting a closer look, they're sort of bathed in shadow. You can actually tell that they're not people, that they're like wooden dolls that have been dressed up in clothes and have like wigs on, but styled so that they look like children.
Okay.
There's like you get the sense there's like maybe a minor illusion cast on them. He clearly knows what he's doing with magic.
So if I can tell that, I'm probably going to walk over and touch one and say, what happened to these children?
Well, I asked them to get in my circle and they wouldn't do it.
So what did you do to them?
I punished them.
How?
With magic.
What kind of spell did you cast?
You want to see it?
Only if you do it to yourself.
Well, I can't really do it to myself now, can I? And he will look over at the children dummies and cast a thunder wave. Pretty cool, right? Can you do that?
Not my specialty, thunder waves.
That was really loud.
Yeah, the dolls like all clatter into the wall when it happens, and you hear the like boom, 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 boom.
I bet the whole house heard that. Is that gonna be a problem if your parents heard?
Not at all. They won't know.
Well, how close are you to this kid, by the way?
So he's, the way I was imagining this, so that he did not catch them in the thunder wave, is that he is standing between them. It's like Courage and Elandra, right? Him and the dolls. It's like he's between them and cast it towards the dolls.
Can someone explain to me what thunder wave is?
It's a thunderous force that sweeps out from a central target.
Usually it's like a 15-foot cube that you cast it in, so if he would have cast it like towards you guys, he would have gotten both of you.
Would I have known were these real children at any point that he's turned into wooden dolls?
They just look like wooden dolls, I would say. You don't get the sense that they were once real children. They're not that realistic.
Do we... when he said that Nadia and Vitaly are dead, was he... Is there any way he was lying or exaggerating about that?
You can roll an insight check.
Thank you. Oh, I rolled with advantage. That doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll say it didn't count.
Oh, much better. 15.
He's telling the truth.
Okay. Well...
Should we ask him about Petrovich?
Yeah.
Victor, do you know Petrovich?
My uncle? Yeah, I know him, obviously.
Do you know what happened to him?
Did he get in your circle too?
No, he didn't get in my circle. I haven't seen my uncle for a while.
Yeah,
How
he
often do you leave this place?
I mean, for meals, pretty much.
Do you ever leave this house?
Pretty much never. You know, should make my appearances, but my mother fears for my health and for my safety. She says I'm a little bit weird, a little not right in the head. And if I mess up, my father punishes me. So we think it's usually better for me to just remain inside.
He punishes you for what?
I don't know, for looking funny, for acting funny, for doing things like the devil's magic.
Very sorry to hear that.
How did you learn your magic, Victor? You're doing some very impressive things for someone your age. Is this...
I know, I told you I'm the greatest. Yeah, I studied. I found these books in my father's library. You know, he talks a big game about being so faithful to the Morning Lord, and the only magic is the magic that the Lord grants us. But I know better. I know you have to take the world by the balls.
Mm-hmm,
I taught myself.
And no one taught you? You didn't have any instruction?
No, I learned it from these books. And he like gestures to the pile of books.
Where'd you get the books?
In my father's library. He thought he hid them away behind some other books, but I'm resourceful. I read a lot.
That's amazing.
Like kneels down and is like scritching one of the bone cats.
Oh, what's that one's name?
Oh, this one? This one's Peaches.
Mm-hmm. That's a good name. All right. Well, Victor, obviously my friend and I here can't help you with your circle. We're not that as gifted in the magical abilities as you are, but we do have a couple friends who might be able to help.
I thought you were going to do it for me right now. I think you should. Circle? Yeah. Tom, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Uh-huh.
Except I have to figure out where the stat block is.
Oh, shit.
It's probably under...
I love when I can hear the train here and then hear it change.
It is coming round.
Oh, sorry. Did you make it, Tom?
It's an 11.
An 11. All right. All of a sudden, he's like, I think you should help me with it. Just step into the circle. And you're like, yeah, that seems reasonable. And you walk over towards the circle. You're a couple steps away from it, Elandra. I will give you a chance to react if there's anything you want to do as you see Courage walking towards this teleportation circle.
Let me check my spells.
Totally fine. Or you can do anything. It doesn't have to be a spell.
I'm trying to think if it would make sense for me to turn into something that distracts him.
You can give it a go.
God.
I will tell you that you would know that this... Oh, that's not true, actually. Never mind. Yeah, it's possible he could be distracted, but it would be in the case of, like, you'd have to break his concentration.
If I wild shaped, would that... I don't even think I can ask that question.
I think. What do you think Elandra would do? You can just describe it, and I can help you figure it out if that's useful.
I mean, I would want to protect Courage from going into the circle, and stop him from doing that, and forcing that to happen.
So, would you like block Courage from walking into the circle?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So you go over. You sort of like put yourself in front of Courage. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, this is silly. Let's just go back downstairs.
No, I can help him.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, she said she could help me, ma'am. You should just let her.
Yeah, I'll just help him once.
I don't really think that this is something you want to do.
But he's our friend.
He isn't. He's a child who killed people. Not our friend.
Yeah, but that was just unlucky. I'm sure it'll work this time.
I think we're past our 10 minutes, and we should probably go back downstairs and check in. Okay. I will slap Courage across the face.
Amazing.
And try to get her to come with me and just grab her arm and pull.
Go ahead and roll an unarmed strike against Courage.
Where is that? What is that? Sorry.
No, you're good. It's in. You also don't have to do that. It was just something that felt character consistent for Elandra and was a hint, since I know.
Unarmed. Like, where do I do that?
It should be under. I was trying to pull it up. It should be under your actions.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
Oh God.
6. I'm like, I guess it doesn't technically hit, but also it's hard for me to imagine a world in which you miss here because you're standing right in front of her.
I mean, does Courage just kind of like move her head back at just the right minute? And just
yeah, I guess so. With that 18 AC.
So, thinking about it, Jeanette, your choices are fuck with Courage to try to get this to stop, fuck with Victor to try to get this to stop, or fuck with the circle to try to get this to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And would it be fair to say that Elandra would understand that if concentration is involved, that just simple distraction is not sufficient to break concentration, that concentration is only broken through some sort of damage or...
Yes. I think Elandra would know that.
Okay.
And I think part of the slapping thing was Elandra might also realize that if the target of the charm effect was damaged.
So, can I change my tactic here?
Absolutely.
And can I use my entangle spell to just whip up some weeds and vines and entangle this child?
Oh, sure. Let me just remind myself.
Shouldn't do any damage. It should just restrain him.
All right, let's see.
Well, and how wide is the radius? It might also destroy the circle.
Yeah, so it's
What's
90 feet?
Let's remember, this is a 16-year-old kid. Not a child.
You're right.
I see you wild shape and bite a piece of him off.
No, it's just not quite there yet.
So you slap Courage, and Courage is still kind of like, what's going on? Like, dodges out of the way and is like, I don't want to speak for you, Tom, but like, oh, I'm gonna obviously help, and is like walking towards the circle. And Victor is like smiling maniacally, like, hell yeah, she's gonna help me. So you want to cast Entangle?
I will cast Entangle. Yes.
Okay. What is your spell save DC?
Sorry, help me out. What does that mean?
It's a 14.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's a strength save.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that part I knew. Now I just have to... It's gonna be that -1. He fails. So what does it look like when Elandra casts Entangle?
I'm trying to think because we're not outside and
also Courage, you have to roll strength.
And vines come from the ground, so I may have had to suck vines through this wood floor from somewhere outside. So it's probably very loud and probably very distracting. But they basically come up and entangle Victor all the way up to his neck.
All right. So, yeah, I'll let you do flavor. It makes sense to me. Also, come on. What are we doing here? Why are we... My thing's being really silly. I was going to try to see... Can you guys see how many squares large this room is?
Yeah.
It won't let...
About 4 by 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So about 20 feet by 30.
Okay, so the room basically is filled with vines.
Yes.
Courage, you did make a strength save. All right, you also
12.
fail, and you're also sort of caught in the vines, although they're focused because Elandra was focusing on Victor. They're sort of like centered on Victor and wrap him up to his neck. You also are stuck in these vines, and you can't move forward.
Oh, Victor, I can't help you now.
Is
The
the
circle would be
ruined?
destroyed.
So the vines like grew up through the floor. You could see that like the chalk is probably still there. Let's see. I would say like
It does say
It
it
would-
turns the ground area into difficult terrain.
difficult terrain. Yeah, so Courage can't move, which is great actually. And Victor also is all tangled up in these plants.
All right, so then I am going to probably take my dagger and cut some of the vines so Courage can get out. If that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it. I would say go ahead and make a strength check against the vines. They are yours, but I think you're still like technically fighting them here. I will also, I'll just mention in case it matters, it's actually better here that Courage is restrained because the vines didn't damage Victor. They're just holding him, but he already cast this spell. On her. 6, yeah. So you're like trying to hack away at the vines, but your magic is strong.
What was that last part you said? He already cast this spell or dispel?
Sorry, he cast suggestion on you.
Okay.
Which is concentration, but I don't think he has to make any type of check on this concentration unless he takes damage.
Elandra, help me out so I can help Victor.
How do I don't know how to break this spell. Is that something that I can do?
If suggestion's a concentration spell, which means that the kid has to remain concentrating on it. Any type of damage done to him will require that he rolls to see if he can maintain concentration.
Okay. I don't want to do damage to him.
Pull a punch.
All right.
He's immobilized, yeah. I mean, like...
He's immobilized, so he'd have
All
disadvantage.
right, that's a great plan. I will just give him a nice, strong slap across the face.
Love it.
Think of this as it's a teaching. It's all this is.
Teaching moment.
You're helping him to come to the realization that he is not the Grizzly Bear.
He's not as strong as he thought he was.
Go ahead and roll an unarmed strike again if you're giving him a good strike, but you can roll with advantage because he's restrained.
$16.
All right, that's with advantage?
Yes.
Excellent. 16 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage, which I think is like low. Yeah. Oh, it's a 2.
Yeah.
It just took a second to show up in my thing.
Okay.
Great. So what is it like? How does Elandra strike Victor?
Yeah, so she's just gonna walk up to his face that is the only thing sticking out and just slap him across the face.
All right. He takes 2 points of damage, and then he has to make a Constitution saving throw, right? Oh yeah, I think is that a fail? He's got no modifiers for it. I'm trying to remember the concentration
So
rules.
it's a 10.
Yeah, it's minimum 10, right?
Yep.
Yep. So Courage, thank you. Courage, you feel all of a sudden you kind of like shake your head and you're like, what? And you know what happened.
I'm gonna turn back and be like, are you all right? Can we get the hell out of here?
But you haven't helped me yet like you promised. I told you what you wanted to know.
Yeah, well, and now look what you've done. So you don't deserve our help.
I do deserve your help. I'm the Baronet. I'm the future ruler of Valaki if I can't get out of here, and I can have things done to you.
Can Courage use Sacred Flame to burn her way out of the vines?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. I'd say if you want to also
the whole house down.
I think Victor's also going to make another strength saving throw. Oh yeah, he's struggling real hard against these vines and can't get out.
Okay, so Courage is free?
I think that's, let's see.
Longer this kid talks, the worse trouble you're in.
Tom, I'd say go ahead and make a strength saving throw with advantage, just so we're following like spell rules.
Sure. Nope, not that one.
Not that one? Okay. Yeah, that was the ability check. Oh, all right. You're burning your way through. You're not quite free yet, but you're getting there.
Can I just help with my dagger?
Oh, sure. We'll say with your help and his sacred flame, and he got a 12 is pretty good. You free Courage.
Well, that was fun.
I think we should bring Lydia up here.
You absolutely will not bring my mother up here.
Oh, we absolutely are going to bring your mother up here.
Well, I certainly cannot allow that to happen.
Okay. Well, I'm going to grab the book that he was waving around off the table and then head towards the trapdoor.
Should I stay here and keep an eye out?
Nope.
All right.
As you do that, let me keep track of this. Okay. I'm not necessarily saying we're going to combat, but I do think we should roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
This is so funny. I don't think I even have him loaded. I did not see this coming.
Me either.
Oh no, I do have him. Okay.
You roll initiative here.
What the fuck is going on here?
There we go.
Oh god. Shit, this is being recorded. Jaime just deleted
Don't get your ass whooped by a 16-year-old in front of God and the internet, Jeanette.
Should have killed him while I had the chance.
Okay.
The kid looks like Timothy Chalamet playing Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, he totally does.
I even before I saw the picture, I was literally picturing Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard to play on here.
You call me by your name, and I'll call you whatever the fuck I want.
Meanwhile, I would say back at the Blue Water Inn. The rest
I'm sorry, guys.
No. The rest of us are just. Well, I suppose we should just sit here and wait for Miss Courage and Miss Elandra to be back. I'm sure they will be back at any moment.
Just come and check on us, yeah? He's got a gut feeling. Someone give me a gut feeling.
Oh my
More
gosh.
wine? Barb wants more wine.
Barb.
You guys remember how Callow burned all that evidence so nobody could find it? 2 words. It's fine. It's fine.
Can you guys remind me how to roll initiative?
Once you add them
So
into
I
the
think when
encounter, or once you add, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Elandra, a little pop-up should have happened for you of roll initiative.
Where? Oh,
Maybe
here.
on the tactical map.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know if it's gonna let me because I've had an issue with my fog of war is like stuck.
I think
It's-
Baronet already rolled it.
Oh.
Like
Yeah, I
he's
think
on the
it's-
encounter list.
I think it's going to pop
Okay,
up
great.
for all of us because we're all in the scene.
I see him.
Oh, I see it.
On the,
Initiative
on the
11.
map.
Okay. It's being contrary. Okay, and then I need to do quick spell. I'm gonna say he cast a couple of spells real quick so that I'm keeping track. Nope, I think I can do it anyway. I don't need to do that thing. Okay, so he did that one. Just checking. Okay, cool. So it's gonna say like in response to you guys going downstairs. What do they call her initiative? Okay, I see Lucian has rolled as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll let you progress certain things because we're all in the scene. I think it popped up for everybody.
How can I remove you?
You can just ignore it as it goes through.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
That way it doesn't stop
yeah.
timers and stuff from starting.
Okay, so Elandra, you've got him entangled. You guys are saying you're gonna head downstairs.
Yes.
To the trapdoor was what we
To
said.
the trapdoor. Okay. Do I need to place your tokens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. Alright, I'm just gonna stick you somewhere. You guys... It's been so long since we've had combat. Alright, there you go. You should be able to control them.
Yep, I can.
Great. Okay, so Elandra, go ahead and you guys were, I guess you were just inside the door. We'll say he's over there. Wow, 20 initiative. All right, go for it.
You getting the hell out of here?
If you want. Let's get out of this room at least.
And
Right
trapdoor is like over here in this upper left area.
I mean, I don't know. Like, sorry, with initiative, like, do we have to fight this person? I don't understand.
No, it's just to help us keep track of like who's going when, so that it helps me at least feel like it's more fair. Yeah. So also if you want to like wait to do something and say like, oh, I'm going to hold an action until Courage is also going, or like you can do that too. So.
Okay. So I'm going to move halfway through this room.
All right. 15, 30. All right. So that's your movement. You can use your action to keep moving if you want, or do something else.
I will hold it.
All right. What are you holding, and what's the trigger?
I will hold.
You could say just like, I'm gonna wait to talk to Courage.
Okay. Yep, I will just wait for Courage here.
Okay. Courage will also step outside and shut the door behind her. And catch up with Elandra. And as she walks over, wants to think about from everything in our interaction, Does it seem like there's any way to push Victor onto a path of not evil? Did there seem like any hesitation? It didn't sound like there was any remorse over Vitaly and Nadia.
No.
Does it seem safe to say, like, just complete psychopath at this point?
Go ahead and make an insight check. 19. All right. Yeah, he just seems sadistic. Like, you know, a lot of people had like a rough upbringing, and like that was almost certainly a factor here based on sort of some of the implications he had about his parents. But you also have a sense that even with different parents, Victor might still have been a sociopath.
Elandra.
Mm-hmm. It's possible. Possible.
We probably shouldn't let him out.
No, I think he, as much as it pains me to say, I don't think there's any saving this child. I think, though, if he thinks his mother knows, he'll be as in trouble, or I think, here's what I think we should do. And I'll yell back to the door, okay, Victor, since you let us leave, we won't tell your parents, all right? And I'll talk to our friend about helping with your circle.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage or deception, depending on what you're going for.
Oh, that is deception. Is the deception also with disadvantage?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Seven.
All right. Yeah, and he should have said on your insight check, I should have ended it with like, are sociopaths born or are they created through their circumstances? That is the question. One for you to answer. All right, anything else on your turn?
I expect that's my move in action.
Okay, that's, yeah, I mean, if you had a bonus action, but.
I do.
All right. Lucian, it's not actually your turn. I'm sorry, crew, that is not there. Okay. You all hear the door creak open behind you. And it seems to have opened on its own accord. Am I gonna allow this? Yeah. And Victor suddenly appears in front of you. No, right behind you, sorry. Am I moving Courage? Oh, I'm sorry, Courage. I didn't mean to move you. It's moving your token instead of... Oh, I know why. Here we go. All right, there you go. He appears behind you and is like, don't you dare leave this attic. You're going to help me with my teleportation circle, or else I don't trust you not to tell my mother. How can I trust you not to tell her? And that's his turn.
Okay, so it's my turn, yeah?
Yes.
I mean, okay, so I think you can trust us not to tell your mother. We clearly realize that you have a lot of magic and wizardry going on here. We wouldn't want to disrupt anything and cause any more problems or trouble for you.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to persuade him, or are you trying to lie to him to get out of here?
I'm not good at either. So I don't really think I'm lying.
Yeah, if you don't think you're lying, that's
No.
you can definitely try to persuade him, but I think also still at disadvantage because you just tied him up in vines.
To try to break a spell, but okay.
Oh, it's more of a like from his perception of like,
Yeah.
Well, 8. Okay. Yeah. I can take care of myself, but if you tell her, she's gonna have to tell my father.
What would your father do?
Well, of course he's gonna punish me, as he always does.
How does he punish you? Maybe we could have a word with your father for you.
Please don't do that.
Why not?
I'll get blamed for all of it. And
But you did it.
I suppose I did, but please don't tell my father.
We don't have to tell your father, but it does seem like they're going to find out at some point.
They don't need to find out. As far as they know, Vasily and Talia ran off.
Well, we can certainly promise to not tell your father, but that's up to you if you're going to want to believe us. Otherwise, what are other options here? What are you going to do?
I could teleport you both.
Good luck with that.
Look, I think I got it right this time, if you didn't mess it up with your stupid vine spell.
Well, we all have magic, friend.
Look, all I'll say, even if he doesn't punish me, he'll definitely punish her.
Who?
And she didn't do anything. Mother.
Well, they don't have to know about any of this, and no punishments have to happen.
All right, go ahead and roll another persuasion check, but just regular. You don't have to roll disadvantage this time.
11.
He looks skeptical. Yeah, like what would he do? We need to make some kind of pact. So I know I can trust you when you leave here, especially her, pointing at Courage. Because I know she's one of them religious folks like my father.
Well, I think they're a different kind of religion. But what kind of pact are you talking about?
I don't know. Do you have ideas? You're an adult. How do you need to prove to me that I shouldn't kill you?
You're certainly acting like an adult.
Prove to me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
I don't think you can.
You want me to prove to you that I can kill you? I know some really strong magic, okay?
So do we. It's our magic versus your magic. And there's 2 against 1.
Well, I wouldn't put it like that.
I would.
I know I just keep asking, but roll an intimidation check. I love this so much. Oh my gosh. You're just 2 random ladies. I'm a greater mage than both of you. Neither of you know how to do any of this stuff. Courage, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, are we still in initiative order?
I know, it's
Go
really
ahead.
hard to
Yeah.
I was waiting my turn.
It's a loose initiative. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, Tom will interrupt if he wants to do a thing. It's fine.
It's not how initiative works. We'll cast Calm Emotions. It's a charisma save 15 for the boy.
Wow.
I love that you called him a boy.
I was gonna say, who are you actually casting calm emotions on? Because it could have gone either way.
Well, get me out of here.
Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Skills. Charisma save?
Yep.
How do I even cast a save?
If it has its stats under skills, you click on the charisma, and then you'll have a save option in the middle.
Okay, it'll give me an option. I was afraid to click on it too fast. Here we go. Thank you. He rolled a 13.
Okay. This creature is indifferent towards us instead of hostile.
Okay. Well, guess you two are fine.
Question. I had mentioned before Courage was interested in grabbing the book. Well, I have a feeling we haven't been playing like that, so I'm fine skipping that and saying she didn't.
No, if it would have changed like what you did, I'm sorry about that.
No, I feel like it would have changed Victor's aggression level.
Yeah, definitely would have. I'm sorry about that. I totally missed it.
So we can skip that. All right. So cast calm emotions. Yeah, Victor, I'm not sure I trust your father either. How about this? I understand you want to escape. It's an awful place. I think we'd agree there, right, Elandra?
Yes, all is not well.
And
you guys get it.
We do, but you have to understand that that Nadia and Vitali, even if their deaths were accidental, is a tragedy. Just because they worked for your father doesn't mean they weren't people. I know that might be hard, but I also know that if you had known it would kill them, you wouldn't have put them in it, I'm sure.
Definitely. It's just messy.
Yeah, and it's too bad about the lack of cats. Have you tried rats?
I haven't. I've been trying to catch them, but I can't. They're just real fast and smart.
Oh, but you're faster and smarter, aren't you?
I'm definitely smarter, but not faster necessarily. It's not my strong suit.
Well, if you promise not to try to teleport any people until you successfully teleport an animal, we will promise not to tell your parents or anyone else. And we'll still think about trying to help you to get out of Barovia.
All right, that seems fair.
Seems a little imbalanced to me, but...
Right, I'm doing you all the favor by not killing you right now.
Indeed you are. Indeed you are. Actually, well, yeah. All right. We should go then, before your mother suspects something and comes up on her own. Goodbye, Victor. And we'll head downstairs.
All right. And he heads back into his room.
Good luck with the weeds.
Go.
All right. And I actually think that that's probably a good stopping point.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was sitting here like,
I need a drink.
they're gonna die. They have crossed a homicidal, sadistic child genius. And they're going down. Oh, God.
Amazing.
Oh, no.
Sorry for all my questions.
No, you were doing fine. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be telling, like, giving her hints, but I feel like she's stuck and I want to help. And...
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah,
Vines
vines were a good call.
Vines were a great call.
Yeah. But that circle might be our ticket out of here.
Yeah, but how long does the calm emotions last? I don't think if you come back, he's going to be as well disposed to you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to hustle out of here because its duration's a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is 10 rounds, so plenty of time.
Totally.